Well, MTSU has teamed up with Local on 2 for their MTSU on 2 series. In a matter of weeks, kids are going back to school, and now it is the time for parents to set their kids up for success and get them prepared for what's to come. Dr. Stevens is here to give us some tips and tricks to make this transition a little easier. Welcome in.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so it's kind of like Sunday Scaries for the adults, but for kids, this can be stressful. So what are some of your top tips to ease them back into going back to school?
Yeah, so really just talking about some of the feelings that they're having. So being able to identify some of the feelings. Are they nervous? Are they scared? What does that look like? What does that look like in our bodies, and what do we do with those feelings? Also, making sure that we have a routine and getting into that routine now. And so not waiting until the day before school starts and, making sure that we're on a bedtime schedule, all of those things. So building a schedule, routine, all of those things are really important.
I assume not just bedtime, but waking up.
Waking up as well
is a good routine to
and so
get,
now is the time to start, right? Because we want to really ease them into it so that it's not so shocking when we start.
Okay, and some of these kids are starting new school, new middle school, new high school. Maybe they've moved and they're starting a whole new school where they don't know anyone. This is stressful, and that can last for a couple weeks. So do you have any ideas of how to calm those nerves?
Oh yeah, I'm a counselor, so
yes,
absolutely,
you do.
right? So really, again, identifying the feelings, but also normalizing the feelings. So kids are experiencing stress and anxiety, but adults do too, right? And so really helping them understand that everyone goes through the scaries, everyone experiences that, and so what do we do with it when we feel it in our body? So some exercises to calm ourselves and to regulate ourselves, like deep breathing and square breathing, all of those things. Journaling, talking about it to people who we trust, that's another really important thing. So some people may already be in counseling, so talking to their counselors or talking to their caregivers, really talking about it as well.
Okay, and this kind of goes into my next question, but I'm so glad that you talk about that because my nephew, he just moved and he said, I'm nervous. I'm nervous that I don't know how to make friends. Yeah. Is that one of the top stressors when it comes to back to school time? Yeah,
I would say making friends, being accepted, fitting in, but also like fitting into the school, the building itself may be different. And so how do I talk to teachers? When do I talk to teachers? All of those things can be kind of anxiety provoking.
Okay, so let's say, a child, the student, they have just recently moved, or maybe they're going through a tough time at home, a new brother or sister, whatever it may be, or something even more stressful.
Yeah.
How important is it? I know that you say to talk to counselors, but what about their teachers? What about both? How important and how often?
So I think it is very important, mainly because it's important for the teachers to know what's happening with the students and also like what supports to give the students. And so I would say having open communication consistently. Sometimes the teacher may not be able to talk every day, but maybe weekly. And then really understanding how the teacher would like to be communicated with is important. So maybe it's an email, but just being consistent, I think is really important. And it is very important to stay consistently in communication with parents and school counselors.
This just came to me.
Okay.
I personally, sometimes if I go to therapy or if I'm, having a tough time, I have a hard time explaining and finding the words for my feelings. And I would imagine that children have the exact same issue. Let's say they're going through a tough time. What should parents look out for?
Yeah. So sometimes they could say, when I was talking about feeling the feelings in our bodies, sometimes we have like a bellyache and they feel like kind of, fluttering. So if they're complaining about not feeling great in their body, that can be anxiety. That can be them not feeling great, right? Also maybe acting out or being very quiet or reserved, so withdrawing, and just having a hard time regulating themselves too. So maybe they're a little jumpy and nervous, and it's the same thing with teenagers as well. It's not just small kids. It really is a change in behavior. So just asking the kids what's happening and helping them process it as well.
Very good. Great tips. Thank you so much. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you.
This was fun.
Everyone, change the way you view going back to school. Visit education.mtsu.edu. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.